Okay, so I am not completely sure what I want to say right now, but I'm not an aspiring YouTube person who wants to be famous from their videos. I wouldn't have even made this YouTube channel if I hadn't had to for a class that I was taking. But now that I have it, I'm starting to use it as a venting post, I guess you could say, and I just have had a few things on my mind that were really making me angry. And the first thing is, I keep hearing all this stuff in the media about how every woman is beautiful and every girl is beautiful and no one should ever say that someone's prettier than someone else and beauty is not on the outside and all this stuff. And I want to say I think that's ridiculous. That sounded really ridiculous. I guess that doesn't help my case. But, in the Bible, a lot of times, it will mention a woman being beautiful, a woman in the story, and how her beauty affected, the man's lust for her and all kinds of things. So clearly, the Bible does differentiate between someone who does actually have physical beauty. I got my Minnie Mouse pajama pants down here. So, there's a lot of traits in women and men and anyone that we all would like to have, Everyone wants to be hilariously funny, or really, really intelligent, or super athletic, beautiful, responsible, just all kinds of things. And for the most part, most of those things are out of our control. We can't control our IQ, or what face we're born with, or if we just have good hand-eye coordination. To some extent, you can, train up and fix that a little bit. But it just really bothers me because with all this society portrayal that everyone is beautiful, it makes the word meaningless. If every single person in the world is beautiful, then the girls who are actually blessed with the gift of physical beauty, it's basically saying they have nothing. Why? I'm trying to get the words into what I want to say. Like, society, everyone in society wants to be beautiful because for some reason our culture has this giant fascination with it. And because of that, people were feeling bad because not everyone is pretty. Not everyone is pretty. Everyone's pretty on the inside. But on the outside, not everyone is blessed with the gift of physical attractiveness. And our society couldn't handle the fact that some of us just don't have that. And so we actually bent the definition of what beauty is so that everyone can feel beautiful and so that what you look like doesn't matter. And I think that beauty is just another one of those things like intelligence or athleticism or having a great sense of humor or being really talented at something. It's just another gift that God gives, and He doesn't give it to everyone. If we're saying that everyone's beautiful, then it doesn't matter for the people who actually are. And maybe that's a gift that God gave them. We're not going to bend the definition of intelligence just because some people felt bad that they weren't actually smart. Not everyone has a high IQ. It's a plain fact. You can look it up, you can figure it out anywhere. But we're not going to lower the IQ of what's considered intelligent just because some people feel bad that they haven't reached it. We're not going to let people who can't throw a ball into the major leagues just because some people feel bad that they aren't athletic. We're not going to put people on Comedy Central just because they're sad that they're not funny. Everyone has different gifts. I believe that for every woman, even if you aren't society's picture of beautiful, which is, I agree, too harsh, it's really objectifying at times, but for those women who don't even seem to have a pretty face, there is a man out there who she is going to be the most beautiful woman in the world, and that's all that matters. To that man, she's going to be the smartest, funniest, prettiest, most wonderful woman in the world. Though that's to him, those gifts are what matters. But to society, oh, maybe, you know, she's not good at sports. She has a high IQ, you know, so technically she's only smart, but she's not pretty or athletic, whatever. To this guy, she's going to be all of those things. Every single one. And that's what matters, you know? I don't know of any guys who are with a woman knowingly and choose to be and don't think like, wow, she is so beautiful. She's so smart. She's so funny. Like, she's so sweet. Like, more than any other girl I know. So why are we so hyped up on all of us being beautiful? We are not all physically beautiful. But to someone, we will be. To the people who matter, we are. Like, it just really frustrates me because I know some girls who are so physically just so beautiful. God bless them with such an intricately designed face. And all this stuff in the media is just making them feel like it doesn't matter. They're like, well, everyone's just pretty. I'm like, no, you are so, so beautiful. And that is a gift that God gave you, you know? And, you know, there's a lot of people who would say, oh, well, why would God make anyone's face different? We're all created in the image of God. Well, God made people's brains different for intelligence, for humor. He made our bodies different, size and shape. It doesn't mean that any are better than others. You know, society's version of pretty is tan and super skinny and straight or curly hair, which this is clearly not. But I think we all deep down have this definition of pretty that's just, like, it's just, you know, just someone's face. Like, you know when they're pretty. You know when someone's pretty. And that transcends society. That's always there. Oh, my Christmas tree. See it back there? That transcends society. That is always there. We always, you know, you can look back in pictures 200 years ago, and there will be people in it who we were like, wow, they were beautiful. Like, they may not be tan or thin, but their face is just arranged in beauty. And that's what I'm referring to. It's a gift, you know, just like someone can be smart or athletic and all those other things I mentioned. Don't demean what beauty is. Don't demean any gift of God just because we don't all have it. That's like saying that no one's smarter than anyone else just because we feel bad that not everyone's so smart. It's ridiculous. And all these campaigns for real beauty, it's ridiculous and it's sickening because we are so insecure with ourselves and not everyone meets society's tough standards that we have to actually bend the definition of a word to make ourselves feel better. It's ridiculous. You will be beautiful to the man that loves you and to the man that you find to marry, and you will find him someday. You're beautiful to him. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Even the most beautiful woman in the world, there are people out there who probably don't think she's pretty. It doesn't, you know, if you want to be skinny because that's society's idea of pretty, go ahead, be skinny. That's up to you. The things that are up to you, that's not beauty. That's just preference, you know? I just hate seeing gifts of God being treated like they're horrible. It's almost awful to people who are beautiful. It's almost like they're being bagged on for being pretty. Like, oh, you should look more like the rest of us who aren't pretty. You know, because being real, like, I've watched a lot of these videos on, you know, like the Dove Real Beauty campaigns and other ones of just these girls who are campaigning that everyone is beautiful and physical looks do not matter and are insignificant. And none of them have that beautiful face, you know? So to me, like, don't demean others just because you don't have the same gifts that they do. That's all I'm saying. Everyone is beautiful to someone, and everyone's beautiful on the inside, but actual physical beauty is a gift that not everyone has, and I think our society just needs to stand up and accept that. We don't have as hard of a problem accepting that not everyone's smart or funny or athletic or responsible or good with computers or whatever else it is. Why is beauty such a big deal that it's different from everything else? Like, well, now I'm ranting, but everything I wanted to say has been said, so I hope that society gets its head out of its butt pretty soon.